Hello, welcome to the Reach Digital Signage Tutorials.
Today we're going to focus on sort of the part 2 of the calendar application. So today our main focus is taking these events and using our schedule widget to sort of apply them to the layout. Through this tutorial you'll learn how to basically establish the event or events, how you can stylize it, and all the different templates that come with our schedule widget. So as we mentioned in our first tutorial, you do have two options when it comes to the calendar application. One is sort of creating all of your calendars as individual schedules, or you can sort of group them together. The way I like to think of a group too is essentially like a folder. So maybe you want to create a group or again a folder and have all of your different schedules kind of thrown in there. Otherwise, the other option is that you can just have one schedule and have that assigned to sort of that one screen or player. So once you've sort of entered the information in here, as you can see, the second step is to go into the layout editor and then add the schedule widget. So we'll go ahead and do that together. All right, and you can see I've already sort of established the schedule widget, but to do that you would just hit add widget and then you would choose it right down here. All right, so we're going to jump into the second tab that says set schedule. And we're going to make sure our schedule type is set to calendar. And then right down below here it says calendar/groups. So again, it does say in parentheses whether it's a group or individual schedule. For this particular tutorial, I'm just going to focus on the workout program group. However, again, this is where you can sort of decide how do you want your events to be established on the layout. So I'll go ahead and hit workout program. And then the second tab over is called style. So this is actually how you can style your schedule to, have it look a certain way. And then we have a section here called templates. Now there are a series of templates to kind of pick and choose from, so you can kind of just click around as I am, and then you will get a nice little thumbnail. That way you kind of have an idea of sort of what template is, going to do what. I'm just going to focus on this first one for right now, stack scheduled. And right away I'm just going to hit OK and hit preview just so you guys can see sort of what that looks like. Alright, so you can see this is sort of a default look with the sort of look of colors. I only have one event today, so of course if I had multiple events, this sort of schedule widget would start to scroll, but because I only have one event, that's why it's staying sort of completely static. So if I wanted to sort of change the colors, what I would do is I would X out of here and I would double click into the widget and I would go to style. And as you can see, we have what we call selectors on the left-hand side. And from there, you can just switch out the colors. It is really simple, so you can see that I can just change the color right here if I wanted to change that, the black on the blue is kind of hard to see. Maybe I want to change it to a white. Of course, if you guys have a certain hex color that matches your branding, you could type in the hex color right here. Maybe I want it bold or I don't want it, capitalized. As you can see right here, I'm just simply sort of clicking on these icons to establish, whatever look I would like. Background color is also here. So again, I can change the color if I want, or maybe I don't want it at 100%. This would be sort of a transparent bar that I can utilize. Otherwise, we do have an advanced setting down here that does allow you to use raw CSS. So if there's maybe something that you want to do to the particular layout or the particular widget, and you don't see it up here, you can come in here and do raw CSS. One thing I do want to point out too, back to sort of the set schedule, is we do have a scroll speed. So if you don't like what it is as a default, which is normal, you can sort of pick around and see if you like the slow or fast. So you do sort of have some adjustments there. Display type, so as you saw, I only had the one event that was showing. One option, or kind of a popular option, is a multi-day. So what that means is that if you set a multi-day, so I'm just going to do 30 as sort of a default, it will show the next 30 days of information. Of course, you can, as you saw, see that you can adjust this to however many days you want. The max days is 50, but for this particular tutorial, I'll just stick to 30. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change my template to this multi-day. So it's just kind of a little hint there is that the multi-day schedule does communicate with sort of the multi-day settings right here. So I'm going to hit OK and then preview this, and you'll sort of see the difference. All right, so as you can see, it is starting to scroll. My headline or my header has changed now to say Monday or Tuesday. Again, it is nice when you do have like a lot of events and you do want to show, you know, a week's worth of information. So that's kind of what it looks like. And again, you can stylize this to however you want. This is just a default look. So again, how do you do that? You would X out of here and you'd go to your style tab and then just play around with these particular selectors. So that's it for the tutorial. If you guys have any questions, you guys can feel free to call support.